Well, that's 5 cards down, fellas, only 2 to go, so if we find, we could probably spend 1 card if we've got the battery power finding our bearings, and if we find anything we got 1 card, 1 45 minutes card to film it, and maybe just forget about all this stuff filming back to the car or something. But that's depending on what we see down here. And look at this. That looks like slightly steeper than 45. No, hang on, I'm going the other way, aren't I? So what's that? 40 degrees, so it's really actually 50 degrees from the other side if we use our 10-degree rule. So, fairly steep, in other words, what I'm really trying to say. It's fairly steep, fellas. And where's all our rockets and wall stuff? Don't tell me it's around the bend or something. Don't tell me we actually walked all the way. Oh, did we just start from over there or something? Oh, okay. If that's the case, very very disconcerting, I would have to say. Oh, it might be a cracking Diet Coke can if we get there sort of situation. If we definitely see Bernard, I'm definitely cracking my can of Diet Coke. Oh yes. I'm going to just spend 5 salient minutes there wafting down a whole can of Diet Coke. Do you think I should scull it just for a bit of fun to see how quickly I can drink a whole can of Diet Coke? Inhale it sort of thing. Oh, it looks a bit dry here, but then again, yeah, I think it's a case of, God, it's very, I can't see any rockage out there. But we know there's plenty of rocket. There was plenty of rockets on the. God, I mean, spotting that glinting thing from the road, that must have been just a fantastic, such a serendipitous episode, because you know, 2/3 of the distance closer and you can't see bloody anything. If that's the case, geez, I must have been just so lucky that day. Well, again, it was a bit like taking Donnie out to see bloody glandulars right at the end of the season, you know. Oh, just about to cork it. And we come across these bloody pans of thousands. I think we estimated there was like 8,000 polypomphylix flowers there. Yeah. So, well, I think it's down there, fellas. I think it's just a case of going down and walking along. It's going to be a long, arduous climb back up, but if we find Banata, hey, it gets sunny in the morning on this side, it gets sunny on that side. You never know. A lot of slipperage. Although there's definitely swamp vegetation there was down there, so. Or is it a case of going down there and back up again if I can get across the creek? Getting back up to the track that way. Jeez, I'm assuming that's that other pylon we first went past, so as the crow flies, fellas, but geez, straight up. Oh, I think I'm going to be soothing myself in a bath of hot water this evening. I reckon after my legs are going to be like jelly if I do decide to take that course of action, unless we find a sneaky way out down that way, you know, like it mildly climbs up to the creek. Well, I suppose it has to, doesn't it? Hang on, if the path goes down there, along there, and it takes a sharp left in there, it's got to go up. Surely, logically. Well, that's what the logic is telling me, fellas. Let's put the logic to the test. If we've actually come down that thing that has this pylon on it, and we come down that spur track, that service track, it has to go up. And hopefully it goes up at a much milder angle. So yeah, I should actually be walking down from the track there, because as I said, this is the second initial look-see recce. Once we've worked that out, we'll probably just start from the track there and work our way in down there in a nice leisurely, gingerly fashion, and also walk out in a leisurely, gingerly fashion that way. Yeah. Well, I must admit, I really like those walkie-talkies. I couldn't fault them except for that one little thing, is that little bit of thing in the back. I don't know why they had to go all the fuss of doing that. That must have added on dollars, I reckon. I reckon a couple of dollars was added on to the cost of those things due to that little thing in the back, and it was totally uncalled for and useless. Whoa! Jeez, I'm getting old, aren't I? No, you're just gas bagging too much, Richard. Just shut the fuck up there and get down there. We're dying to see what's down there. Just fucking get down there. Okay. Well, that's a bit dry. I would have thought that would have been wetter by now, but maybe that's a good thing, because we don't want to be clambering on jelly mould. And yeah, maybe let's do the goat thing. 45 to 45 basically gives you a level, and it's much easier to walk down. Whoa, whoa, grab on, yep. I need a cling on, but not a dingleberry. Yep, here was a cling on. But just watch out for the dingleberries. Well, it looks very interesting. It's a nice flat area. Water's got to flow down it somehow. There are wet rocks on there, and as far as we know. And that looks bloody interesting, isn't it? Look at that. Look at the Phylotaxy on that. That's really unusual, isn't it? Straight out. No, it's not sensitive. As far as you know, whether they close up at night time, I don't know. You would think it might do with a sort of Phylotaxy like that. But yeah, I think we're right, fellas. It's a gentle walk out that way up through the creek line. So maybe we'll do another clip down here, and then when we leave we'll do another clip walking back up there. And I can't see any splashes of red or anything like that, fellas, but you know, I thought my brain would have been, you know, out of the corner of my eye, you know, sort of the way my brain works, you know, it's mentally scanning the whole periphery sort of thing. Basically, the way I put it, my brain's like this. I have a very small window of super, it's like having a supercomputer, but confined to a very small area of the focal field or something. So you got this like supercomputer, and it will just latch onto it. But the rest of the field is, you know, basically the intelligence of the whole field has been narrowed down to this small spot, basically. So I may act dumb, but if I focus in on something, that's the way I look at it. So, you know, I can spot things out of the corner of my eye, and in an instant I've got this sort of, it just cuts through, you know what I mean? It's sort of, I've already got the answer before I thought about the problem, basically. You know, the supercomputer's already done all the basic calculations and everything, and it's already screaming at me with the answer sort of thing, and I have to spend the rest of the 6 months going back and doing the dim. Oh geez, this is blackberry, isn't it? So I've got to find a better win, otherwise I've got my crocs, so I'm going to have all thorns in my... But I can't see any bud or anything at the moment, but then again it could all be in bud at the moment for all we know. And what we learnt from down at Mount Compass, it's not up for very long. It starts late and it sort of gets knocked around by the weather very quickly, so you know, no sooner as it's up than it's almost gone again. And that looks bloody interesting too. Look at the colour on there. What the fuck is that? Nice, whatever it is. Anyway, time to start a new clip.